It looks like Stacey Silva and Florian from 90 Day. The Last Resort have finally gone their separate ways, and this time it might be for good. After following their rocky relationship for the past 8 years, it's hard to be surprised by another breakup, but something about this one feels more final. While they've been through countless ups and downs, breakups, and reconciliations, their relationship always seemed fragile beneath the surface. From the start, Stacey and Florian faced major hurdles, most notably their age gap and cultural differences. These challenges made it tough for many 90 Day Fiancé fans, including myself, to fully support them as a couple. Despite everything, they somehow managed to stick together until now. When they appeared on 90 Day, The Last Resort, many viewers were shocked. After their second wedding, it genuinely seemed like they had turned a corner. But the reality was far different. Stacey still struggled to move past Florian's cheating scandal, and trust remained a major issue. Florian, meanwhile, seemed lost, unsure of how to prove his loyalty or fix the broken pieces of their marriage. Their journey was never simple, and this time, there was no easy fix. The season wrapped with both Stacey and Florian saying they try to make things work, but let's be real, their body language and confessions during the tell-all told a different story. Stacey admitted, "He doesn't really want to be around me. I feel like my own husband doesn't even like me." And Florian, too, didn't hold back, saying their relationship was every day going more down. It was heartbreaking, but also incredibly telling. There hasn't been an official breakup announcement, but the signs are all there. Based on their social media activity and cryptic posts, it seems like they slowly drifted apart sometime between mid-2024 and early 2025. Stacey hasn't shared any recent updates involving Florian other than clips from the show and has been taking solo trips, suggesting they're no longer spending time together. In March 2025, Stacey subtly confirmed what many already suspected. She posted a video with the caption, "Grateful for this experience and all the therapists. I tried my best," a clear nod to their therapy sessions and a strong hint at their split. Then, in May, she shared a throwback video from the day Florian had his K-1 visa interview in Albania, writing about how she supported him back then. It felt like she was mourning the relationship, reflecting on the good times in a bittersweet way. Like many people fresh out of a long relationship, Stacey seems stuck in the past. She's reminiscing, hurting, and likely feeling lost. But for her own well-being, it may be time to let go. Reliving old memories won't fix what's broken, especially when those memories come with so much pain. What's also become clear is that Stacey hasn't fully owned up to her part in the relationship's downfall. She often put the blame squarely on Florian and didn't hesitate to criticize him, his looks, his dreams, even his choices. Instead of being a supportive partner, she frequently acted more like a controlling figure, telling him what to do rather than allowing him to be his own person. That kind of dynamic isn't healthy for any relationship. Her behavior during the tell-all was a perfect example. When Florian opened up to the therapist, trying to explain his perspective, Stacey didn't offer him grace or support. She walked out siding with the therapist instead of listening to her husband. It was a public display of disrespect that left Florian looking humiliated. Had she just taken a moment to understand his intentions, she might have realized he was trying to fight for their marriage in his own way. At this point, it's clear that Stacey and Florian are fundamentally different people. They want different things, dream different dreams, and live at different emotional frequencies. Stacey has a very specific image of what a partner should be, and she's tried to mold Florian into that. But Florian is his own man, and he shouldn't have to change who he is just to fit into someone else's ideal. It seems like Florian has already moved on, and honestly, that may be the healthiest outcome for both of them. In early 2025, he shared a major career update showing that he's back to work in the woodworking industry. He even promoted his Cameo account for Mother's Day, suggesting he's ready to focus on building a life that makes him happy on his own terms. These signs point to a Florian who's gaining confidence, independence, and peace. And it's hard to imagine him turning back. After everything they've been through, this breakup might finally be the one that sticks, and maybe that's exactly what they both need. Former 90 Day, The Last Resort couple Jasmine Pineda and Gino Palazzolo have taken very different paths since their dramatic breakup, and it's clear that one of them is thriving more than the other. Jasmine and Gino first connected in March 2020 on a sugar baby website. Though Jasmine was working as a teacher in Panama, she quickly became financially dependent on Gino, who didn't hesitate to cover her rent, makeovers, and other expenses even after losing his job. Their in-person meeting that December in Panama was rocky, and their relationship only got more chaotic from there. Despite their tumultuous start, Jasmine and Gino got engaged and started the K-1 visa process. But their relationship was plagued by betrayals and blow-ups, like when Jasmine discovered that Gino had sent her topless photos to an ex. Over the course of 18 months, the couple split and reconciled multiple times before finally tying the knot in June 2023. Unfortunately, marriage didn't fix their problems. Soon after the wedding, Jasmine met Matt Brownies. Dissatisfied with her intimacy with Gino, she proposed an open relationship, an idea that backfired and ultimately led to their separation. Jasmine later admitted they had broken up just 2 months after returning from the last resort. Gino had gone into the relationship with plans for a family. He even brought his infamous blue pills on his first trip to Panama and hoped to get Jasmine pregnant. But Jasmine, who was secretly on birth control, consistently dodged the idea of having children with him. She cited concerns about infertility and potential birth complications, despite making a public announcement at their wedding that she was ready for motherhood. In a dramatic twist, Jasmine ended up pregnant just 5 months after their split, this time with Matt's baby. Jasmine kept her pregnancy under wraps until February 2025, though she had already filmed the tell-all in January, visibly pregnant. She gave birth to a daughter, Matilda, on March 21, 2025, but didn't publicly confirm becoming a mother until April, and even then, she left the due date out. Meanwhile, Gino was keeping secrets of his own. In August 2024, he was spotted filming in Las Vegas with a brunette who resembled Jasmine. A fan captured a video of them entering the -5 ice bar together, which was later deleted. Rumors swirled that Gino was juggling multiple women. Jasmine herself accused him on Instagram of having a girlfriend named Natalie during last resort, followed by 2 Brazilian women. Speculation about Jasmine's living situation also grew. Rumors suggested Gino kicked her out in December 2023, prompting her to move in with Matt in Detroit. Eventually, she relocated to her favorite state, Florida, sometime during her pregnancy. In January 2025, fans spotted Jasmine and Matt at a Planet Fitness in Florida, noting that she appeared to be 7 months pregnant. Additional sightings placed her in Clearwater and Hollywood, Florida, where she was reportedly living and shopping. In March 2025, Jasmine posted an Instagram story showing Matt doing laundry, captioned, "Baby daddy came by to wash the baby's clothes." The post suggested that while Matt was involved, they weren't living together, at least not officially. She described their relationship as friends with benefits, insisting she wasn't in love with either Matt or Gino. Gino, on the other hand, had started dating again, publicly flirting with a woman named Kelly on Instagram by August 2025. The two exchanged comments and posted cryptic updates about their dates, though Gino kept his identity partially hidden in her posts. But the honeymoon phase didn't last. By December, cheating allegations emerged. Screenshots shared by the account 90 Day Fiancé Alexa showed Gino allegedly messaging other women and asking for explicit photos. In one disturbing DM, he mocked Kelly's appearance, claiming she looked off by a lot compared to her profile pics. By February 2025, Kelly called it quits. According to Kiki Ankabits, she still cared for Gino, but ultimately chose self-respect over staying in a relationship that felt one-sided and deceptive. It remains to be seen whether she'll appear in any future 90 Day Fiancé episodes. As for Jasmine, she has taken a more low-key route. Since her split from Gino, she hasn't officially dated anyone. Her bond with Matt remains ambiguous, more co-parents than lovers. However, in May 2025, Jasmine posted an Instagram story that hinted at a possible shift. The quote read, "I know true love exists because I see my man trying to do everything just to make me happy." She added, "And one day, I will hopefully reciprocate and take him out of the friend zone." While Jasmine is focused on motherhood and redefining her relationships, Gino seems to be stuck in a cycle of fleeting flings and social media scandals. Their lives couldn't be more different now, and whether either of them finds lasting love again remains to be seen. Shakina and Sarper are one of the most popular couples on 90 Day Fiancé Season 11. The couple is one of the only returning ones on the current season, which has caused viewers to become more invested in their storyline. After meeting Sarper in Turkey, Shakina tried to move there permanently, but ultimately wasn't able to. As a result, Sarper decided to come to America on a K-1 visa to marry Shakina. While Shakina and Sarper's relationship had an electric start, things have gotten more difficult for the couple after moving to America. Recent statements by Shakina have caused viewers to wonder if she is still with Sarper. Hey Race, everything we know about the situation so far. When viewers first met Shakina and Sarper on 90 Day Fiancé, the other way, the couple had a lot of problems. Shakina was bothered by Sarper's past, particularly the fact that he claimed to have slept with over 2,500 women. Sarper's job as a personal trainer didn't help Shakina's insecurities, and she eventually forbade him from seeing female clients as a result. On Sarper's end, he felt concerned about Shakina's lack of desire to live in Turkey permanently. Shakina ultimately decided she couldn't make the move for good, due to her daughter and business in Los Angeles. The couple decided that they would need to move to America and get married to stay together. Sarper proposed to Shakina shortly after, and she accepted. Despite being in love with Shakina, Sarper was unhappy to leave his family and life behind in Turkey. After arriving in America, Sarper realized it wasn't exactly what he had pictured. He was surprised to see that Shakina's apartment was smaller than he had imagined. Sarper's main concern was the fact that Shakina runs her business out of her home, which meant that he would have to leave every time she had a client over. Sarper also had a difficult time meeting Shakina's family. He had previously met Shakina's sister Sharia in Turkey, although the meeting didn't go well. While Sarper made a better impression the second time around, it was evident they still had doubts about him. Shakina and Sarper's relationship hit a breaking point during a fight they had shortly after returning from visiting Shakina's family. Sarper told Shakina that he hated her amid an explosive argument about their relationship problems. When the couple sat down to work things out, Shakina admitted that she felt she could find a more compatible partner for herself. Sarper admitted that he wanted to fix the relationship but refused to apologize for yelling at Shakina. He even claimed that if he broke up with her, she would cry forever over him. While there's no certain indication that Shakina and Sarper have broken up, several of Shakina's recent Instagram stories point to the possibility. Shakina recently did a Q&A with fans, where several asked her about her relationship with Sarper. Several of her responses were somewhat concerning to fans. One viewer asked Shakina to name something she wished she could currently change about her life. Shakina answered, "I wish I had a happy, healthy relationship with Sarper." This raised suspicions that Shakina and Sarper's relationship wasn't doing the best after filming. Another fan asked if Sarper had calmed down since arriving in America. Shakina responded, "Nope. Living here together in the US has made everything harder." In another post, Shakina also suggested that she and Sarper wouldn't be appearing on any more seasons together. While Shakina's Q&A isn't a direct indication that she and Sarper broke up, it strongly suggests that they aren't doing well. Of course, viewers will have to wait until season 11 concludes to get a more definite answer on the couple's relationship status. 90 Day, The Last Resort star Darcy Silva is opening up about some painful news after Stacey Silva questioned her relationship with Florian. Darcy began her reality TV journey with Stacey years ago with The Twin Life. The show didn't make it on air, but Darcy got her big break with Before the 90 Days Season 1. 4 seasons later, the Connecticut twins featured in Darcy and Stacey, which took a deep dive into their relationships with Georgie, and Florian. Stacy and Florian were quick to resolve their differences, but Darcy had multiple breakups with her man. Darcy and Georgie married in November 2023, but she's never been happy in her marriage, especially now, as revealed on her IG. 90 Day Fiancé Update shared a screenshot of a post originally shared by Darcy, where the 90 Day Fiancé star shared a divine message she'd received. The picture showed Darcy wearing large sunglasses and posing in a glittery mermaid-like outfit, playing with her hair. The picture seemed to have no connection with what Darcy wrote in her caption. She added, "God told me, get away from G." It seemed Darcy was talking about Georgie and how she'd finally realized that she needed to call it quits for good with Georgie. Darcy had little luck with relationships on Before the 90 Days. Her romances with Jesse Meester and Tom Brooks ended miserably. However, it once seemed like her relationship with Georgie might last forever. Darcy and Georgie got engaged on the show, only for her to break up with him. They had 2 engagements on Darcy and Stacey, but ended up marrying in secret in November 2023. The wedding was a private affair and didn't even appear on the series. Since the secret wedding, Darcy has openly hinted at relationship issues with Georgie on social media. Her captions often express feelings of being single, feeling free, or never looking back. While these themes frequently appear in her social media strategy, this seems to be the first time she has mentioned receiving a message from God to let go of her husband. After a year and a half of second-guessing, Darcy may have finally decided to end the marriage. Darcy and Georgie made an appearance together at the 90-day, the last resort tell-all. They shared strong opinions about Stacy and Florian's marriage. Could Darcy and Georgie star in the next season of the spin-off? Darcy's cryptic Instagram posts often stir up controversy, but she has also been spotted in public with Georgie, suggesting their disagreements may have been minor and quickly resolved. It remains to be seen whether Darcy will proceed with a divorce or seek couples therapy. Julia Shakina from 90 Day, the last resort, has lost her son recently and is sharing her heartfelt message to him on social media as she mourns his loss. Julia and Brandon Gibbs were introduced as a couple in 90 Day Fiancé Season 8. Being a city girl, Julia struggled to live on a farm but eventually made Virginia her home. However, Julia and Brandon faced challenges in their marriage due to Julia not wanting kids. Julia revealed she had a medical issue that affected her chances of getting pregnant, but Julia did become a mom eventually in the U.S. Julia's pet Simba suffered a stroke a few weeks ago and never fully recovered from it. Julia revealed the news of his death over the weekend. Julia shared an old Instagram story she had posted featuring Simba when a fan had asked her who her best friend in America was, and she had replied, "My son." Julia posted a different picture of her and Simba sitting side by side on the couch as she laughed heartily. She wrote, "He was with me from the very beginning of my journey in America." Julia wrote that Simba had changed her and shown her the kind of love she never knew existed, and is now showing her the pain that she never knew. "I never experienced anything like this." Julia spoke about how this was a new feeling for her. While she had lost family members and friends before, losing Simba meant that he had taken a piece of her heart with him. She added that the pain was never going to go away. Although Julia had decided never to have children because of what a doctor in Russia had told her, Brandon encouraged her to seek a second opinion in America. Julia was afraid to do so, fearing she would relive the pain of being told she could never become a mother. Still, Simba and her other pet, a German shepherd named Nala, made Julia feel like more than just a pet owner. She became their mother. As she mentioned, Simba had been her constant companion from day one, when she had no one else in America to call a friend. Losing a pet can deeply affect relationships, adding stress and emotional strain. For Julia and Brandon, however, the loss of Simba seems to have brought them closer. Brandon, who was raised on a farm, has always shared a strong bond with animals. Both he and Julia are grieving deeply, and their shared pain is creating an opportunity for mutual support. In the past, poor communication was a major issue in their marriage. Now, as they navigate this loss together, being open and supportive is more important than ever. Through grief, they may find a renewed sense of connection and understanding. Julia appears to have been away from home when Simba passed away. She had shared that Brandon surprised her with a first-class plane ticket. At the time, Simba's condition was not improving. Julia had cared for him for a month, and Brandon was working hard to support her. He had planned to stay with Simba while Julia was away. It's likely that not being by her pet's side when he took his last breath is also deeply affecting the 90 Day, the last resort star.